So one thing I'm interested in, he mentions that he's like very self-aware, and like you can kind of tell that about him, that he is self-aware. He doesn't put himself on the same level as like Jason and Jalen. He kind of refers to them as the stars throughout that podcast. And there's been a lot of conversation, obviously, about Derrick's all-star candidacy this year. So I was just interested in a couple things. One, has he always been self-aware even as a kid? Or is that more of just like Derrick White, the athlete? And then two, where do you see the current all-star candidacy for him?
So, I mean, he's always been pretty self-aware as far as knowing, where he is in the grand scheme of things. And he's okay because that leads to winning. I mean, if the Celtics, if the Jays play extremely well, you can feed off of the Jays and be ready. I mean, that's what makes this team, fully healthy, so dangerous, because they have enough people to. You can't really guard them if they're all in. So I mean, if you go, top 8, oh, we don't have a bench, but if you go top 8, what do you truly? There's not many weaknesses. So he can easily fit in, because the first 2 names on the scouting report are Jason and Jalen. You have to take care of them. If you don't take care of them, they're going to score 60 to 80 points between the 2 of them, and good luck with that. And then if you concentrate on them, and this is the thing. I mean, Jason had it a little earlier, but Jalen's doing phenomenal as far as, kicking out. So, and that's the thing that, sports NBA Twitter doesn't really get. You get more if you give more. So, I mean, there's tons of people, Luca and stuff like that. They put up phenomenal numbers, but in the grand scheme of the team thing, I'm not going to let you touch it except in the last 3 seconds, and then you have to.
It's those selfish assists, right?
Right,
Luka
right.
has a lot of selfish assists.
If you don't make it, then you're going to get pulled, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks bad on you. Then on the other end, I want you to bust your butt playing defense, because I'm play defense. So the thing with the Celtics is everybody plays defense. Everybody can shoot and score. Everybody is sharing the ball. So it just feeds upon itself. So, I mean, Jalen gets a lot of good open looks because, well, what do we really do? So if we double Jalen, he's passing the ball. So that means you're going to get Jason on the second side against a fractured defense, and then he can do what he does. You can pass to either Derrick or Drew, and they can spot up and make a 3. Or you can pass back to, Derrick or Drew, and then they can run an action. And next thing you know, Porzingis is shooting over a stool. I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's the easiest form. I mean, so, Derrick gets like 4 or 5 assists a game because they do the Derrick, and, KP pick and roll, and then they switch off, and then he's going against, it's unstoppable, and then he's just shooting over somebody, and then yep, that's an assist. Oh, that's an assist. Oh, and then we'll take away the throwback to KP, because he went and got a dunk the other day because the defense was like, what do we do? And he just sailing down the lane. So I mean, this team, when healthy, has the ability, and with the proper mindset to really do a lot of,
Well, what would it mean for your family for Derrick to get nominated as an all-star or voted in as an all-star?
So I think the main thing is just the recognition that is in these conversations, because, like I said, there's 450 people with guaranteed contracts. I mean, you can look at the list. There's so many good guards in the East that if you pick, other than the fact that it's not your guy, you're not really wrong. I mean, you got you got Maxey and Brunson and Dame and Mitchell, Halliburton, LaMelo Ball's back. I mean,
Trae Young. I mean, the list goes on. It's a deep list at guard.
You're at 8 now, and then you add if you put in Derrick, that's 9, and there are six guard spots.
Right.
Just to be in the conversation, because before this year, the number of votes that he has, that the votes he has now is eclipsed all the all-star votes or whatever
put together.
So I mean, he's in. People are realizing the value and whatever. So whether you make the all-star team or not, just to know that your work on the court is recognized, and that people in the know that you're a good player. So does he get all-star? Probably, maybe not, but there's one thing you can't take away. When he plays, the Celtics are 29-7.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Richard, whether or not that worth shows up in an all-star nod, it's going to show up on that next contract. I feel pretty damn confident that it's going to show up there. So I think it will potentially work.